Hi everyone, Carmen Broxma here with Choose Joy with Carmen. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Arvada, Colorado. And in today's video, I am going to be showing you with all these products here what I'm making for this month's sheet load of cards from Alicia of Call Me Crafty Owl. And this month's template has 18 split panel card bases, and I loved it. However, I decided to go with a theme and stuff, and my design got a little carried away. So these cards were a little more detailed for me, but I think they're turning out really, really cute. So here are the cutting guides, and each month you can go ahead, and I will link that video in the description and at the end of this video on. You can go see her process video on how she created this month's sheet load of cards, and I will just show you the products that I used and the cards, what they look like in the end. But if you want to see how to make them, then you can just head on over to her channel and watch that. And then she will also explain to you how you can get involved with creating these as well. But each month she provides these templates with cutting guides, and also kind of what it's going to look like and all this good stuff. So I really love these challenges because it allows me to pull out my products that I don't use on a regular basis. So let me show you what I'm using for this month's sheet load of cards. So I thought it would be cute to use this paper, this designer paper from the Sweet Stockings. Now, I did change up mine a little bit because normally, the way she has it cut, you can switch these three designer papers around. But I wanted that one paper that I just showed you to be the focal point here. So I cut my dimensions the same as hers, but I just didn't do some switching around. And what I did I wasn't sure that I liked the other papers that were in this paper pack to go with it. So I pulled out another paper pack called Festive Farmhouse and found this paper here along with the back side, and then this design here along with the back side of it. And so I was able to cut that down, and when you follow her cutting guides, this was all I had left out of that one piece. So I really like that, and I didn't have anything left over on the this design paper here. So it's really nice because you use up a lot of your designer series paper. And what I'm doing is, since I use those two designs, I'm just changing um, these two designer papers onto different cards. But you'll see that. You'll get a better idea. But I decided to use this stamp set because it matches that designer paper, and a lot of the dies from here. I love this stamp set. These are the ink colors I'm using. I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black, and the reason why is because I'm using my Stampin' Blends. And then I'm using the Mossy Meadow and the Cherry Cobbler. I'm using the small square of the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm using the larger rectangle here from the stitched framelits. That's going to be for the inside of my card. And I'm using some blends, Stampin' Blends, along with some watercolor pencils. I really love incorporating the two together because you can really add some nice dimension, and I will show you that on my cards. And I'm using some embellishments. I might also add another one to the other set of cards, but I don't know which ones yet. But right now I'm using these matte black dots. And then here are all my pieces that I'm going to be putting together to create my cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these together, and then I'm going to come back and show you the result. And I think it's going to be a really fun card. It's just there's a lot of pieces here. So I was very surprised at how much time I took with it. But here are the two images that I'm using. I decided to do cats and dogs because even though it's not that I'm not a cat lover, but I'm allergic to cats, so it's not like I'm around them much. So I don't think about them much. But I know Alicia and Danny have cats in their videos, and so I thought, well, I need to make one with the cat so that I can send it to Alicia for her, to have with her cards. But I use the blends and the watercolor pencils, like I said, and I don't know if you could tell, but when I went back in, see, the watercolor pencils, I just kind of used it to add some dimension there, like to his hair there between his eyes. But then, like on this one, I outlined him with the watercolor pencils, and then I went in with my stamping blends and pulled that color in as well. And so I love that look a lot. So that's how I combine my watercolor pencils and my Stampin' Blends together. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get these cards put together and come back and show you the result. Be right back. Okay, before I show you all of them, I wanted to just show you a couple little tricks that I did on my card. So on this one, I really wanted it offset like this. And originally on my first design, I was putting the glue on the back of here, but then trying to decide where not to put it was a little difficult. So I decided to just take my glue, and what I did was I just kind of made a little square down here, and I put most of my glue in that corner. That way I could be sure that I was going to avoid where I didn't want the glue. And then I just laid this on top, and then that way I was able to get my little border that I want and know that the glue wasn't going to be where I didn't want it. Then on my little cat or dog, all I did was put glue on the paws I because of where I'm going to place it on the card. I don't want glue any higher than that. And then I went ahead and just found a nice little spot on this piece right here and placed either the cat or the dog like that. So it kind of looks like he's just peeking over that little sentiment. And then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to just go ahead and put it together, and then I'll come back and show you all of them and then how I put this on. So I'm just going to speed up the video while I put the rest together. Everything is pretty simple, just adhering. Now I did want to show you though that on this piece right here, this is going to be this part right here on the card that she did. I didn't do it just square, and I didn't do just this. I did something a little different. And on my original card, I had die cut it, and there was not a border up here at the top. I really like the way I did it with the rest of them with this border. So I'm going to be just gluing this down on there. And then we will come back, and after I get this assembled, this card, and show you the rest. Okay, so I am back, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this kind of at an angle. I have a Stampin' Dimensional on the back, and I just don't want it to go to the inside of the card. So you just got to make sure you place it in a place that it's not going to stick to the inside of the card. So now let me grab the dimensionals that I want to use on this one, and then I will be back and show you the entire set. But I just love this, and I love this sentiment inside. It is so cute. Santa Paws is coming to town. And what I did when I put this down is I kind of still let the stitching show on the side there. And when I was applying the glue, I just made sure that, you know, I kind of put my thumb where I didn't want to put the glue on there, so that I made sure it stayed on this panel. So let me grab my embellishments, and then I'll be back and show you them all. Okay, time to look at them all. So here is the two with the designer paper that has this striped green at the top, and the plaid with the cherry cobbler and the block in it. And here are the two with the cat and the dog, and I basically just used the black embellishments on them. But then after I found embellishments for the other ones, then I was like, I wish I would have thought of that sooner. But I went ahead and did this because I think the black embellishments matches this background very nicely, as well as that plaid. But then when it came to this design paper that has this starry green at the top and the lighter plaid at the bottom, when I came to the dog, I was like, oh my gosh. I went ahead and pulled out my holiday rhinestones, which are retired, and I used the large gold one there, and then a smaller gold one here, and then the cherry cobbler. Because the cherry cobbler matches that paper, but the gold matches the dog perfectly, right? I love, love, love that. So if I would have thought of that, I would have probably used gold on the other ones, because I think the gold matches the dog. Very cute. And then on the little kitty, I pulled out my retired candy dots from Stampin' Up, and I put a light and a dark gray one down here, because he's both light and dark gray. And then I did the larger rhinestone of the cherry cobbler up here. So those are the designs that I did. So here are the two cat ones again with the two different papers. That one and that one. And then obviously the different colors. And then the two dog ones. So I really had a lot of fun with this layout, even though it was a lot because I had all this coloring to do and die cutting and added all these different elements. It was quite more, involved than I normally do, but they turned out really cute. And then here are the rest. So I have all the other ones here. So it made a total of 18 cards. I mean, this is great. This layout is wonderful. So if you want to learn how you can get the layout and how to do this, then be sure to head on over to Call Me Crafty Al's channel. And like I said, I will link it in the description and at the end of this video, so that you can get the template if you want to try to do this design with whatever papers and stash you have in your craft room. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really had a good time with this one, and I am looking forward to seeing what she has for us next month. Alrighty, well, have a great one, everyone, and happy crafting. Talk to you soon.